What is the latest in terms of demand for gaming? What did we hear from these two giants?
So demand clearly is remaining strong, and we're seeing that with Sony's gaming division continuing to grow. Now, one thing to note is in the first quarter of this year, PlayStation 5 sales did drop versus that busy holiday period, but overall the company managed to sell 11.5 million units of the PlayStation 5 in its fiscal year and is forecasting 18 million units in the current fiscal year. So clearly that gaming division remaining very strong as well. The issue at the moment for both Nintendo and Sony, I'll get onto this in a bit in the Nintendo numbers, is the fact that they continue to face supply chain disruptions, in particular getting their hands on the semiconductors required for these consoles as well. Sony also reporting a strong jump in game titles, helped by some of the big names like Spider-Man as well, and its online gaming subscription service is doing well as well. The company expecting a strong revenue gain in its current fiscal year. Another key part of the business was its entertainment business. That includes movies as well, again seeing a huge jump in profit thanks in part to the release of Spider-Man No Way Home, part of the Marvel series as well. Its image sensor business, part of its chip sales as well, saw a rise in revenue but a fall in operating profit. At this point, it's seeing pressure from a couple of points. Firstly, R&D expenses are on the rise as competition increases as well, and a decrease in sales in mobile phones in China. This is key customers for Sony's image sensor, but it is forecasting improvements. Now, let me just move on to its rival Nintendo as well. Very much focused on the gaming business. It saw revenue overall fall by about 3.6% in its fiscal year. Profit remained around flat, but look, the key here is around its hardware sales. This Switch has been on the market for several years now. It's still managing to shift some significant units. 23.06 million Switch consoles sold in the fiscal year. Now, that was down 20% year on year. Again, goes back to those supply constraints that Nintendo is seeing. This is not a demand issue at this point, very much to do with the supply chains as well, but it still remains the second highest year of sales for the Switch console for Nintendo as well. Company forecasting 21 million units of sales in its current fiscal year, down around 9%. Now, just making up for some of that shortfall of hardware really is the company's software sales, i.e. its game. It's got 100 million playing users now, and it's managing to monetize those as well. Software sales were up 1.8%, thanks in part to games like Pokemon, like its Mario series as well. It's the highest year the company's recorded of software sales as well, and it's got a strong pipeline of games coming over the current year as well. Again, similar story between the two companies. It's really not a demand issue, really down to supply chain. And just one interesting other point now from Nintendo, they announced a 10-for-1 stock split as well, hoping to get into the hearts of retail investors and get them more involved in this stock. Guys, back to you.